Good morning to all. So, hope that you all are safe and happy with teaching of Purnima madam. Hope so. So, maybe you all have gone through the last videos in which we have discussed regarding your, can any one of you mention there that what we have discussed in the last classes? In the last class, what we have discussed dear? Just mention over there. So, here Anushri is telling that type of forces, contact forces is over, types of forces, yes. So, in the last classes dear, we have discussed regarding your type of forces in which mainly we were focusing on your contact force and non-contact forces. In contact forces, we have discussed there are so many types of contact forces. Just mention there what are the different types of contact forces which we have covered in the last class. Just tell me, yes, Anushri too has told that muscular force, then normal, then here Elsa is muscular and friction force, tension, normal, yes. So, in the last class dear, we have just included your muscular force and friction, and I told you that your muscular force and tension, muscular force and friction part is only given in your NCERT book, and these are very important for your exam purpose. But you should have the idea about your normal reaction as well as your tension also, and that also that part regarding the normal reaction and tension part already we have discussed. Now, just to check your knowledge, a simple question I am asking, these are not in your syllabus dear, a simple question I am asking that suppose we are having here a surface is there, from this surface here one particular mass, this mass I am marking as M1 dear, and here one another mass I am marking as M2. Don't get afraid by seeing the diagrams. The diagrams may be appears to you little bit complicated, but the concept will be very clear dear, don't worry. Here we are having with the help of massless string till your level in class 11th and 12th also dear, the particular string, as you have seen that in case of tension acts in case of rope, your string, your chains and rods and other cases. So, here in this when we are taking the massless string, suppose in through this massless string we are having two masses, nothing, just I will be asking few questions to you whether logically you people are able to think or not. Now, if I will consider the particular object M1, if I am considering the particular object M1, I am sitting here, then I want that at this point what will be the direction of tension acting. Just tell me, it will be upward this way or in the downward direction. If I am considering the mass M1, then what will be the direction? Aditya has told upward. Dev Saini, how it will be downward dear? Always I told you that when the particular object you are taking, the particular point you are taking dear, the tension must be acting away from the point. The umbrella one concept I told you dear, that you have to sit at this particular point and just open the umbrella. So, this umbrella will be showing you the direction of your tension. So, it is in the upward direction dear. Now, if suppose for this point if I will be asking you what will be the direction of your tension at this point I am taking A and here this point I am taking B. So, what will be the direction of, Anusri has told downward, really many other are telling upward. Now, Samya and all, don't get worried dear, you are sitting here and just you are opening the umbrella. So, it will be in the downward direction. Now, at the point C, suppose this is the point C, then what will be the direction of your tension at the point C? Away from the point. You always keep one thing in mind, that away from the point. Here Prisha, Anushri, others are saying that upward madam. So, at this point it is upward direction. Now, my simple question is that here, now can any one of you tell me that suppose this one throughout here the string is same, as already in the last class I have included the tension part, that's why this part are important here. Otherwise I won't be taking this particular concept in class 8, but already as I have told you, so we have to elaborate the thing, otherwise it will be a confusion in your mind. Here as we are talking about tension, first concept you are having that always the tension will act away from the point, first one. Second point is that dear, that here the string you are taking is massless, and one more thing you keep one thing in mind, that if the string remains same, if the string remains same, tension is also a force. Sainya Naz is telling one more time, tension is also a force dear, and it is the force coming under your contact force. When that objects are in contact with each other, there it will be your tension. Like just think about it na, this particular mass, the particular mass which are hanged with the help of the string is creating a tension in the string. The string is just hanged this particular way just because of these two masses. So whatever force is acting in the string, that force is known as your tension here. So if the string will remain, then throughout the particular case the tension will remain same only. Like here the string is same, here the tension is same only. Here throughout the string is same. So here whatever tension will act from here to here and from here to here, both tension will be same. After this part, my question is that any one of you can mention that where the tension will be more, at this point or at this point, where the string will feel more tension, here where the tension force will be more, in this case or here or here, just tell me. In the first case here, this way, first one, and the second one is here, where the tension will be more. All are really good, you all are good dear, all are intelligent only. In the first case here the tension will be more. Simple logic, as this string is taking care of both the weights dear, both the masses, it is taking care of both the masses dear, that's why the tension at this point will be more as compared to this particular part. So only this part I was just about to discuss here, and I hope that each and everyone has given the answer, so the idea is clear. These are not in your syllabus, so don't worry. Now just muscular force and frictional force you have to be focused during your exam. Now so tension part is over. Today's class mainly we will focus on your non-contact forces dear. So the next part is regarding your non-contact forces. Now from the name itself, non-contact forces, what do you mean by non-contact forces? You all know that your force comes into play dear when the objects, minimum two objects interact. Whenever there is interaction of forces, interaction of two bodies, then there will be the role of force. But when we are talking about non-contact forces, then the idea is clear to us that the particular object are not contact of each other, means the force which are acting on a particular object without the actual contact of the object dear, without the actual contact. So here you can mention that force arising due to, without actual contact of the interacting objects. So you have to maintain the notes also, like here without, what I told, that without actual contact of the interacting objects. The objects which are experiencing the force, they are not in contact with each other. And many of you has given the answer that the different types of non-contact forces. So that part only we will discuss. So first you just write down about non-contact forces, that the forces which comes into play when the two objects interacting, they are not in actual contact, physical contact of each other. Now depending upon this only dear, if suppose I will be asking you that what are the different type of non-contact forces, what are the different type of non-contact forces. So you has only told the answer that madam, gravitational force, electrostatic force, magnetic force, like. So here one by one we will be discussing regarding the types of non-contact forces dear. So now I will be starting your types of non-contact forces. So here I mentioned that types of non-contact forces. Now, in types of non-contact forces, let us go through the simple one, the magnetic force. The magnetic force. So many of you is having the idea about magnetic force dear. So what is magnetic force? For magnetic force, you want two things. First you want a magnet and second is your magnetic substance, magnetic objects are required here. So Anusri told that here force exerted by magnets. So others like Sanya Naz has told that madam iron, and others means these are all dear your magnetic materials. In higher classes you will be knowing that how we are dividing the objects, like they are having the magnetic property or not having magnetic property, depending upon some structure, the electronic configuration, and so many criteria are there. That part not in our syllabus dear. So here what do you mean by magnetic force? So in simple language, if I will be asking you that, so it is the force exerted by a magnet. So if a magnet is exerting a force, so there must be one substance which will experience this force, and the substance which experiences this force dear is your magnetic substance. Rajesh Kumar, that part regarding pole and other thing will discuss dear. So let us go one by one in sequence way. I know that many of you has gone through the chapter only. So here in case of magnetic force, first of all we will mention that the force exerted by a magnet, the force exerted by a magnet on the magnetic substance, on the magnetic substances is known as your magnetic force. Now, but here in case of magnetic force, whenever we are talking about one important point, you should keep one thing in mind. Whenever we are talking about your non-contact force dear, in case of non-contact force here like magnetic force, here one important term is there, and that point you have to mention here. The point is that we are having a normal bar magnet. Your lab sir is not there dear, otherwise I have brought that particular magnet also. Now here we are having a magnet. Suppose we are having a magnet. Now this chalk only you consider as the magnet dear. Suppose this chalk is the bar magnet, and here if I am bringing the magnetic substance near to it, it will be visible on your screen dear. If I am bringing the particular this particular right hand side, I am having the magnetic substances are there, and here we are having dear the magnet is there. Now normal magnet, the normal cases in our home, our lab and all dear, we don't have the powerful magnets. In case of plants and other thing, you will be seeing that there are magnets, or very strong magnets they are using dear. That part we are not having in the school or at home also. So normal magnets we are having. So suppose in the left hand side we are having the normal magnet, and here right hand side I am having the magnetic substances are there. So what you will observe, suppose the bar magnet is kept here, and the magnetic substance we are keeping it very far away. Means suppose the magnet is placed in class 8 and the magnetic substance is placed in the staff room where the teachers are sitting over there. Thus the magnet will attract the magnetic substance kept at the staff room dear? Just tell me. If we are having a magnet in class 8 A normal bar magnet you are having, dear, and that magnetic substance you are keeping in the staff room, dear. Thus, it will attract the particular magnetic substance? No. Now, as soon as the magnetic substance will come closer to the magnet, the magnet will start attracting it. So, how much, what will be the distance up to which the particular magnetic substance will come, so that the magnetic substance will experience this magnetic force? Can you tell me what is the term we are giving to the particular word? Just tell me what word we are giving to the particular word. That here, suppose we are having a magnet. Here we are having a bar magnet. This one is the bar magnet. And here we are having the magnetic substances are there, like iron is there. The magnet is having a influencing zone, dear. A magnet is having the influencing zone. Like many of you people are also influenced by the teachers teaching in your class, dear. Many of you are getting influenced by your friends also, by your parents, how they are bringing up you and all. So, influencing factors are there in each and everyone's life. So, here in case of magnet, magnet is also having a particular reason, dear. A particular reason is there. If the magnetic substance, yes, here Priyanshu has given the answer, that magnetic field. So, really बहुत बढ़िया Priyanshu, really good. So, here magnetic field is the word. The word is magnetic field, dear. Like Yukta has also given the answer, magnetic field. Like whenever we are having our cricket matches there, football matches there, or basketball match, dear, the particular boundary is fixed. The boundary is fixed. If without boundary you will play, then the game will become very, very difficult. You just think about the condition of the fielders. In case of normal case of football and cricket matches, just think about the condition of the fielders, dear. So, there must be a reason, there must be a boundary, dear, up to which the game has to be played with the particular reason only. So, here in case of non-contact forces, when we are talking about the magnetic force, dear, here the magnetic force is also having a particular range, a particular distance, a particular reason is there. If the magnetic substance is within the region of the influencing region, this region I can say that this is the influencing region. If the magnetic substance is within the influencing region of the magnet, then only it can experience the magnetic force, dear. Otherwise, no. If we will be talking that, madam, I will be having a normal bar magnet here in the blackboard, and I want to attract the iron pieces which are kept at the last bench, normal classroom. So, we won't be able to, like Tanmay Meena has told, is regarding the range, madam. Really good, Tanmay. So, the range plays an important role, dear. So, here the force exerted by a magnet on the magnetic substances is known as your magnetic force. And after this, you can mention one thing, that one important point, the reason up to which the magnet can exert its force is known as magnetic field. Magnetic field. So, these parts are very important, whether mentioned or not, but you should know about these things, dear. The reason up to which the magnet can exert its force is known as the magnetic field. So, any substance, so if suppose, now Suhani is asking some question, ma'am, magnets are attractive, so why we call it non-contact force? Now, here Suhani, now suppose here I am having a magnet, dear. Here the blackboard, just look at the blackboard, here I am having the magnet and here are the object. It is not necessary that the particular object will be in contact of the particular object will be in contact of the magnet only to experience the force, dear. Here, if the particular substance is kept within the region, within the magnetic field, without touching, the magnet can attract the magnetic substance. So, without touching, without physical contact, without touching it can influence the magnetic substance, it can attract the magnetic substance. That is why it is known as your non-contact force, dear. Now, Shivani, Suhani, if any doubt you are having, dear, just ask me. Now the idea is clear why it is known as non-contact force, because the magnet and the magnetic substance, when they are kept within the region or within the magnetic field, here they are not in contact of each other, and that is why here, dear, it will attract the particular object, the particular magnetic substance, dear. So, now this is the case of magnetic force, dear. Regarding magnetic force we have discussed. Then we have Sivan, okay, not Suhani Gupta, Sivan Gupta. So, here the reason part is already discussed, that known as your magnetic field. Now, anytime if you people are having any problem with the speed, so you can mention there. The teacher is new to you, so if any doubt you will be having there, you can mention over there. Sometimes it takes time to adjust from both the side, from the student also and the teacher side also, but the adjustment from the student side is more important, dear. Adjustment in the sense, without suppose understanding, simply you are writing that yes ma'am, no use, dear. You should always give suggestions to your teacher ki how they are teaching and all, whether you are liking or not, any problem you people are facing with the speed or with the language, anything you can mention over there. The main purpose is that the concept should be clear to you, nothing else, dear. Now, here I can write down one more point, that here third point I can write down, dear, that when the magnetic substance is kept within the magnetic field. Now you got the idea, you got the actual visualization of magnetic field here, you got what magnetic field actually represent. The particular part, the physical concept part should be clear to you. Now, what is the type of friction that used in, now listen here Suhani, that day only I told Sivan that regarding friction part, one whole chapter is there, dear, in that we will discuss, so do not worry about there. If suppose you are not concentrating on the first, this class going on, dear, then no use. First you have to focus on the particular class which is going on, and already I told friction is totally a different chapter. In that chapter in detail we will discuss. This rolling friction, sliding friction you people are talking about, that part we will discuss, do not worry. So, when the magnetic substance is kept within the magnetic field, then it is being attracted, attracted by the magnet. Dear. One thing you will observe after I will be discussing this magnetic force is over, regarding the gravitational force and the electrostatic force, dear. That time one important conclusion you will be getting the idea ki what is the important part required for your non-contact force. Many of you are getting the idea, I know this one, that in non-contact force the objects are in not contact of each other, they are not in contact of each other, but one important part, just tell me one important part which must be fulfilled so that we can experience this force, is regarding the concept of field, dear. Without the concept of field, we won't be able to discuss our non-contact force, we won't be able to discuss this. Now, So here this part is over. Now few parts are also given in your NCERT book regarding the normal magnet part. As you all of you know that in case of magnet dear, we are having the poles. So any one of you can mention that what do you mean by poles of the magnet? Just any one of you just tell me what do you mean by the poles of the magnet? We are talking about the normal bar magnet. There are different types of magnets are there which we won't be discussing. Normal case I am asking. You told that North Pole, South Pole is okay dear. I am simply asking poles. What do you mean by the poles of the magnet? There must be some definition part. There must be some understanding part. The places where the force is highest, Siddhant has given the answer, really good. Generally beta here we are considering the poles as the poles are the reason where the strength of the magnetic force is maximum. Here poles you can consider the points, the reasons where the force of the magnetic force will be maximum at the particular regions, and the particular regions or the particular zones are known as the poles. So we are having two poles, North Pole and the South Pole. Forget about the earth geographical condition and all. Earth is also having the North Pole and the South Pole dear. Regarding the earth magnetic field and all, that part not in your syllabus, but we will discuss later on. So here next part is regarding the poles of the magnet. Poles of the magnet. So here poles of the magnet means the reason where the strength of, and you all are maintaining your notes or not, just tell me yes or no. Whether just here we are giving time dear, we are mentioning the notes, we are not going by simply lecture method, we are just giving you the notes and all everything. So whether you people are mentioning, you are writing on the notes or not. So yes, all are writing, so really good dear. So here the reason where the strength of the magnetic force is maximum is known as the poles of the magnet. Poles of the magnet. So poles are the reason dear where the strength of the magnetic field is maximum. If the last line is not visible to you, then I am just repeating it. The reason where the strength of the magnetic force is maximum is known as the poles of the magnet. Last line is known as the poles of the magnet. So here one important properties are related with the poles of the magnet, that you people are knowing that many of you are having the concept of charge also, but charge part we will discuss later on. Here what property you are having with the poles, like poles and the unlike poles. You are having two poles, South Pole and North Pole. So in case of magnet, that part Priyanshu will be discussing in the class dear. Let me finish this part, that how bird also use the magnetic field. That part we will discuss, don't worry dear, I have seen your question. So that part we will discuss, don't worry. So let us go for this part first. So here like unlike poles they attract each other, and like poles they repel each other. So here in the particular heading part regarding the poles of the magnet, there after this you mention that there are two poles in a magnet, that is North Pole and South Pole. And here after getting the idea about the North Pole and South Pole, you can say that here North Pole or South Pole, there will be repulsion. Repulsion is, the meaning is known to you, they will repel each other. they won't be attracting each other, they will be pushing. Your attraction and repulsion, they are also the force of push and pull only dear. Like attraction can be considered as pull and repulsion can be considered as pushing each other. So, here North Pole, South Pole will repel each other or there will be repulsion dear. And here when we are having North Pole, South Pole, North Pole, there will be attraction, they will pull each other. So, repulsion and attraction are indirectly push and pull by the two objects interacting dear. Or in normal language, I can say one statement I can use here that like poles repel and unlike poles attract each other. Like poles repel and unlike poles attract each other. Now, up to this part is only given in your NCERT book, but here one important concept lies dear. Suppose we are having a bar magnet. Why we are focusing on the bar magnet? Because bar magnet is very familiar with you people. You have seen in your lab the bar magnet, normal the rectangular the cuboid shape the bar magnet dear. Now, in case of bar magnet, suppose we are breaking the bar magnet. My question, listen to the question carefully. I am breaking the bar magnet. Now, just tell me here that if I am breaking the bar magnet by any means, I don't know which method I am using to break the particular bar magnet dear. So, I am asking that if I am breaking the particular bar magnet, then after breaking, thus there will be again North Pole, South Pole, or the two poles will be separated, as one will act as the North Pole and the other will be acting as the South Pole. My question is that here I am having a bar magnet. This one suppose North Pole, this one suppose the South Pole. By any means I am cutting it into two parts. I am breaking it into two parts. So, what will be the result? This will be the south or this will be the north. This particular part is correct or wrong? Just tell me. Just I have broken the bar magnet. So, what will be the poles there? This will be the south, this will be the north. Just tell me. Correct or not? Two magnets will form and new poles are formed. Really good. So, this one is not correct dear. This one is not correct. Here when you are breaking the bar magnet dear, breaking the bar magnet, then you will be getting two more magnets will be there. And here these two magnets will further have their own poles will be there. Like you have broken the bar magnet, first one and the second one. So, first one also will be having South Pole, North Pole, and the second one also will be having South Pole, North Pole. Here one important part in many Olympiad question they are asking that, can just tell me whether it is correct or not, that magnetic monopole, mono matlab single dear. Listen the question carefully. Why I have included this particular part in today's discussion. Here one question they are asking that whether magnetic monopole, my question is that whether magnetic monopole, mono means single, pole you know the idea about pole, कि whether magnetic monopole exists or not, whether magnetic monopole exists or not. You will be seeing that there is individual charge, like positive charge exists, negative charge exists. So, here my question is that magnetic monopole exists or not. So, many of you people has given the answer no, no, no. Means now really the idea you are getting clear idea about the poles and all from this particular part, that whenever you are breaking the bar magnet and all, here there is impossible. So, this one you have to fix in your mind dear, that magnetic monopole doesn't exist. So, write down in the notes only that In the notes only, after drawing this diagram, if this part you have written, just mention there. Up to this part you have written here, just mention there. Then we will be going for the important conclusion which we got by breaking the particular bar magnet. So, if you have written this part, we will be going for the next one. Here Vanshika Goel has also given the answer, new poles are created. There are many students in the class who are really regular dear, and I know when you are interacting in the live chat through these classes and all, this particular class will be becoming more interesting dear. If later on you are watching the videos, it is of no use. Whenever a teacher just call out your name, you know, suppose Tanmay Meena I am calling. So, that time the feeling, the emotional attachment will be different. So, always try to just attend the online classes, the live classes. Don't keep the things pending dear. Yes, Samya, Devangsi also. So, here, so this part you have written. So, now one important point or important statement I will be writing here, that here magnetic monopole. Magnetic monopole. Don't get confused by the terms dear. Don't get confused by the terms. Mono means single. So, magnetic monopole does not exist. So, if any one of you, they will be asking you regarding monopole and all, you can easily say mono means single, pole means you know. So, in case of magnet, no magnetic monopole exists. Single pole can't exist, like North Pole and South Pole, both should be in their particular magnet, both should be included in the magnet only, both should be poles should be there, North Pole and South Pole. Now dear, this is the basic idea about your magnetic force. So, here as in class 8, you people are having the activities here. They will be asking you that with the help of the activities, you just show that your magnetic force is a non-contact force. So, that activity part is given in your book dear, that will be taking some magnet or bar magnet or any magnet, and we will be having some iron filings will be there, or the iron substance will be there, and we will be bringing the iron filings or the magnet towards the magnetic substances. Then without being in contact of each other, the magnet will attract the magnetic materials. So, this is the particular part. In class 8, they have given you the activities dear. So, whatever concept we are dealing dear, the same concept part is already we are discussing, and I am trying at most that everything I will be including till whatever important for you people regarding the Olympiads and all dear. But regarding the language part, I am requesting you all dear that please go through the NCERT book. For the language part, regarding the activities part, go through the NCERT book. It will help you to write down the activities. If simply you will be giving time on activities and all, writing the activities like, then it will be a time wasting class only dear. Then not a single student will be interested in the class. So, that part I am having the faith on you people, full faith on you people, that you people are also going through the NCERT book for seeing the activities. If you won't be going through the activities here, then same activities part I will be discussing in the class, and nothing extra I will be teaching, normal classroom teaching only there without any extra. Ma'am, in notes we have to write the activities. Listen, within few days only we will create some assignments in the Google Classroom. So, that part whatever question they will be asking, your teacher will be asking dear, that part you will submit. So, here the magnetic force is over now, the main concept is over, everything dear. Now, next part, the second force, the second non-contact force is your electrostatic force dear. Second one is electrostatic forces. Now, I don't think that in today's class we will be able to finish it, just a little bit introduction part will be giving you. Electrostatic force dear, just any one of you can tell me what do you mean by electrostatic force? charges. Navya has told charges, so good. Here Yukta has told that electrostatic force is the force created by the charges, exerted by the charges. Alok, gravitational force, they will discuss later dear. First let us complete this part, electrostatic part, because in gravitational force I want to include little bit new topics which are not given in your NCERT book. So gravitational force, like today whole class was on magnetic force only. So next class will be on electrostatic force, then maybe in the next class we will be focusing on the gravitational force. So here as you people has told that electrostatic force is mainly due to charges and all. So in the next class we will see that what is the reason behind the origin of charge, how charges are created, and when the charges are there, how these charges are leading to this force, electrostatic force. Electro means here charges electrons only, static means what? At rest only. So we will be talking about charges at rest and how they are exerting force on each other. Now next class I will be starting this topic, no doubt dear, but before that, before going to the class, one question I am giving to you people for next class, you have to think about it. We are having two rulers. You do the activity at home. We are having two rulers. One ruler is your plastic one and one is the metallic one. One you are having the plastic ruler. Ruler is the scale only. Scale is not the proper word here. So ruler we are taking. In case of Rudraks, regarding that magnet part, circular magnet, horseshoe magnet and all, that part will include dear next class. So first let me give you the question part. So here now you are having two rulers are there, one metallic ruler and one plastic ruler. Both the ruler you rub in your dry hair. Both the ruler you rub in your dry hair dear. This activity you have done in the lower classes, and you are having small pieces of papers. Small pieces of papers are there. Now with the help of plastic ruler, when rubbed in the dry hair, with the help of that plastic ruler, you try to bring the particular ruler near to the paper cuttings dear, and observe what will happen. And by taking the next part, the metallic ruler, by taking the metallic ruler also, you rub the metallic ruler in the dry hairs, and same activity you do it. And next class you will be telling me that what you will observe in both the cases, and what you will observe in both the cases, and what is the main reason for the different nature of your plastic ruler and the metallic ruler. So hoping that today's class, whatever we have included is clear to you people. So any doubt you are having regarding the magnetic forces and all, that part you can mention, and few topics regarding the bird one question and circular part we will discuss in the next class dear. So I hope that everything is clear. Next class we will be discussing mainly about electrostatic force dear. So I hope that you all are enjoying the class. So thank you dear, and see you again in the next class. Actually there must be such kind of relation between the teachers and the student dear, that the teachers as well as the student, they must be eager to see each other, to have the class. There must be such kind of bonding dear. Without such bonding your class won't be interesting, you won't be feeling that much connected with the teachers. That part is very important. Develop such emotions with your teachers, then only the class will be interesting to you. So thank you all, bye bye, and just enjoy your stay at home along with the classes dear.